Little crooked, not too bad, I would say. If you went onto Pinterest or a search engine such as that, and you were to type in that kind of a thing, or even on YouTube, hair, autumn, color trends, what you'd notice is that basically it gets down to the following: brighter colors in the summer, typically softer colors in the fall, more subdued colors in the fall, typically speaking. Now that doesn't mean that it has to be that way. It can be somewhat bright in that. Say for instance you're doing fashion shades, then you're going to see that. But is there any one color that tends to really catch on? That's a little bit on the rare side. If you want to talk to me personally and take a look at your hair color and make a suggestion for you, I'd be more than happy to do so. You can reach me through my website, KennySystemsHairDesign.net. I've got all my contact information there, and you can find me there. Or I would have you send me or text me a picture of your hair, and then I would just take a look at it and tell you what I might suggest to soften it, to blend it a little bit for autumn. Most of what clients will do, in fact, in the salon here in the salon, is they'll say things of the nature of what's going to match my skin tone, my eye color, what's going to give me less work. For instance, what can we do to their hair if they've had a highlight and the highlight has grown out somewhat? Can we blend that by softening it? And the answer is yes, we can. In fact, that's what you see in Michelle's, the logo on this, the thumbnail, excuse me. In Michelle's hair, is that what we did is we took her blonde and just kind of like from summer to fall, just kind of calmed it down a little bit. So yes, that works really, really well. That's how that can be done. Not hard to do. So what would you do if you were looking for a way to transition from summer to fall? How is it you might do that with hair color? Well, how you might do that, very simply put, is that you would take whatever you've got and either blend it to your natural a little bit. Say, for instance, you have a light blonde and then you have medium to medium dark brown hair, and you've got this blonde mixed in and you want to kind of calm it down. How could you do that? You might perhaps take and tie in the blonde from scalp to ends, not a great deal of it, but a portion of it, using pretty understated techniques, and then turn around and use a caramel tone to blend the two together, taking it from a light blonde, taking it down from a light blonde to more of a medium blonde, something like that, just kind of softening, as it were, and using caramel so that the warmth was not particularly brassy or too bright or anything, as it might have been for summer with a lot of swimming and such. Hopefully you got to do some swimming. With this pandemic, who knows if you got to do anything, but yeah. So anyway, if you could do that, it would just kind of soften it, blend those colors together. One way I like to do it is to take the level of the blonde that we've done, or the level of the color that we've done, in the past few months, and then the level of the hair's natural color, and then I'll pick a level in between, almost always. And then the level in between, I'll then make it more understated. Now, based on the porosity, and that's really important to think about, you wouldn't necessarily just use any kind of a product, because the porosity can make it overgrab. So you'd be very, very careful about this. You'd want a product that was that had no alkalizer, if at all possible. No ammonia, certainly. No MEA, no alkalizer, if at all possible. And don't do this kind of thing at home. Have a hairdresser, have a hair colorist do this kind of thing for you, so it comes out soft and shiny and so forth. It's not too seldom that when I'm doing this kind of technique, what I will do is I will take a client whose hair is blonde and fine and therefore easily damaged. And so what I'll do is I'll take a non-alkaline based color that has a very, very low peroxide in it, extremely low peroxide in it, and I will take one that is very light, because see, with no alkalizer in it, it can't lift and deposit, it can only deposit. That being the case, what I will do is I will take as it's depositing, and I'll just kind of, I'll say for instance that the hair is we'll say that the hair is a medium blonde, medium to slightly light blonde, and that the natural color is a brown hair, and it's the condition's terrific. But I'll take that blonde hair, and what I'll do is I'll take a very light blonde color, with no alkalinity to it whatsoever, no alkalizer, I should say, no ammonia, no MEA. I'll use something that, if I'm going to use something at all, I'll use something much more gentle than that washes out easily. And then what I'll do is I'll take something like that that's several levels lighter, because it can't lift the color, it doesn't lift and deposit, it only can deposit, and I'll let the porosity grade of the hair do the rest for me. You'll see that in a lot of our pictures, that the color just looks very natural. And how did we get that? Well, that's how we got that, is we're very careful not to overdo the level. So that works out really, really well. So hey, you know what? I really appreciate you taking the time to watch this. That you would sit and discuss, that you would sit and enjoy this with us is something that we greatly appreciated. So, if you have any questions about what kind of color, if you want to talk to me personally and take a look at your hair color and make a suggestion for you, I'd be more than happy to do so. You can reach me through my website, KennySystemsHairDesign.net. I've got all my contact information there, and you can find me there, or I would have you send me or text me a picture of your hair, and then I would just take a look at it and tell you what I might suggest to soften it, to blend it a little bit for autumn. So I hope you are being very, very healthy. I hope you're staying away from the pandemic as best you possibly can, and that you're as safe as you can be, you and your family. So thank you for taking this time. Give us a thumbs up. Bye for now.